Hi, welcome. This is Flora. This is the third in the series of my yoga for seniors. And we'll be working on some standing postures today. So in the first and the second, we were mainly down on the ground working on flexibility, and now we'll be working through some basic standing postures. With this one, we won't need any props, but if you have a cushion or a rolled up towel or something that you can sit on, then that would be good. If you want to sit up on your block as well, if you have blocks, then you can. Just bring the hands to rest on top of the knees. Close down the eyes. Nice, long, straight back. Use this moment for your mind and your body just to arrive. And connect with your breath. And then open the eyes. Take a big inhale, sweep the arms up, look up at the thumbs. And exhale, bring them down. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, and this time twist open to the right, taking your left hand on top of your right knee and your right hand behind you, fingertips on the ground. And then twisting open. You can use this left hand to gently guide you into this twist. And then unwind. Take a big inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, twist over to the left, taking the right hand on top of the left knee and the left hand behind you, fingertips on the ground. And just gently pull yourself into a twist. And unwind, sweep the arms up again, take a big inhale. This time exhale, take the hands down in front of you. And then begin to just fold forward. You can walk your hands out in front. And then jut your chin forward slightly and draw the chin in towards you. So finding this release in the back of the neck. And then slowly come out. Remove your block or cushion out from under your seat and we'll transition into our tabletop. Checking that the fingers are nice and spread and that you're stacking your shoulders above your wrists and your hip joint above your knee joint. Stay lifted out of the shoulders. Take a few breaths here, feeling grounded, engaged through the abdomen. And then just place your left hand to the center of the mat. And then we call this thread the needle. So we're going to be taking our right arm underneath our left armpit and then setting it down on the ground. So you're bending into your left arm to get you down onto the ground. This shoulder stretch here. So the right side of your face sets down onto the ground as well. Breathe into the shoulder. And then begin to push into the left hand to bring you back up. Come back to your tabletop. And then set the right hand to center. And just thread that left arm underneath. Set the left shoulder down onto the mat. Left side of the face comes down. Breathing into the shoulder. And then ground down into that right hand to lift you back up. And then come into child's pose. So take the arms nice and long. Set the forehead down. Good. And then begin to come out and come onto your feet up to a stand. Just rolling up slowly, gently, coming up. Taking the feet to about hip width. And then sweep the arms up. And as you exhale again, we're twisting to the left, taking the right arm forward, left arm back. And as you twist this way with your upper spine, you're going to be twisting in the opposite direction with your hips. So your hip bones are still facing forward. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to the other side. So left arm coming forward, right arm back. Spinning the hip bones so they're facing the front. And then unwind. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, mountain pose. Now we'll step to the center of the mat, facing the side now, and take the legs out wide. They don't have to be really, really wide. Just make sure that the outside edges of your feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Bringing your hands onto your hips. Get nice and long in the spine. And then from here, begin to take your right foot, spin it out so that the toes are facing the front of the mat. Left foot stays as it is. And just look down. We want a heel to arch alignment. So that means that the heel of this front foot, if you drew a line, would hit the arch of the back foot. So that's what we mean by heel to arch alignment. Begin to take your arms out long so they're parallel with the ground. Hip bones are still facing right ahead of you. And then take a soft gaze and look over that front middle finger. From here, begin to take a bend into this front knee. So coming down into our warrior two. So this posture is called warrior two. Get nice and strong in the legs. Look down. Make sure first that your knee joint is directly above or a little bit behind your ankle joint. And then just watch that knee. See if it wants to creep forward and collapse inwards. We want to try and keep it nice and open. Good. And then straighten through that front leg. We're going to transition into what we call triangle pose. So imagine there's a piece of string pulling this right arm forward, forward, forward. As you come forward, we want to be sending our hips back. So coming forward, forward, forward. When you can't come forward anymore, you can then begin to take this right hand and just place it on your shin. Left arm comes up. If it's too difficult to keep this front leg completely straight, you can bend into it a little bit. We want to be trying to stack our shoulders, so stacking the left shoulder above the right and keeping our hips stacked, so our left hip above the right. You can look down at the ground if you're a bit wobbly, or if you feel stable, maybe begin to look up at that top hand. Okay, get strong in the legs to lift you back up. Bring your hands on top of your hips. Spin this right foot back in. Take a couple of breaths here before we move on to the other side. Okay, so keep that right foot where it is and begin to spin this left foot so that the toes are pointing the back of your mat. Take the arms out long so they're parallel with the ground. Gaze over that front middle finger and then begin to bend into the knee. Make sure you've got that heel to arch alignment. So we're checking our foundations first. So we always want to check our feet, then our legs. So making sure the knee joint is above the ankle, making sure it's not collapsing inwards. Keep it nice and open. Slight engagement of the lower abdomen. Shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll begin to straighten back into that left leg, coming into triangle pose. So again, that piece of string is pulling this left arm forward, forward, as you send your hips back. Forward, 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 forward. When you can't come forward anymore, you then begin to set that left hand gently on top of the left shin. So we don't want to be dumping too much weight in here, it's just for support. Then begin to stack the shoulders, right shoulder stacking above the left, right hip on top of the left. Right arm comes up, you're gazing down if you feel wobbly, or you're gazing up if you feel confident with your balance. Get nice and strong in the legs and begin to come out. Spinning this left foot back in, taking the hands on top of the hips, and then we'll begin to come down into our wide-legged straddle splits, or prasarita we call it. So take a big inhale, lift out of your seat, and then as you exhale, fold forward. If this feels too much to have both legs straight, you can bend into them. Maybe you can bring your fingertips down onto the ground. Wherever you are, try and take a little bit more weight into the fronts of the feet than the back. Keep the legs engaged, so we're trying to kind of lift through the kneecaps. Maybe see if you can fold forward a little bit more. And then slowly begin to come out. Heel toe feet together. And come down to a seat. all the way down onto your back. Picking up the feet, cupping the hands at the shins. And this time we're going to be sort of making movements into our hip joints. So taking the knees wide and then making circles in opposite direction with each knee. And then change direction. Good. And then taking the legs to 90 degrees, take the arms out by the sides. And then let both knees drop over to the right as you look to the left. And then using your core muscles to lift the legs, bringing them back through center, and then letting both knees drop over to the left as you look to the right. And then bringing the knees back up and taking the legs out long, coming into your Shavasana. Let the feet fall open, arms are coming down by the sides, palms face up. Close your eyes and release through all of your muscles. So this deep, deep sense of sort of melting and relaxation. Trying not to hold any tension in any of the muscles of the body. So you're wiggling out your jaw, making sure you're not clenching your teeth. And your breath comes to its natural rhythm. And I'll leave you here in your Shavasana. Please stay as long as you want to. And if you like this series, click subscribe. And I'll be uploading more videos soon. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.